Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into a thorough review of one of the most iconic dual-sport motorcycles out there, which continues to carry its legendary status into the modern era at the 2025 Honda XR650L. Whether you're a seasoned off-road enthusiast, a city commuter looking for rugged reliability, or simply someone who appreciates time-tested engineering, this bike deserves a close look. Honda has kept the spirit of the XR650L alive, blending old-school reliability with subtle modern touches, and in this video, we're going to explore everything you need to know about the latest Model A, from its refreshed design and practical features to its real-world mileage, on-road and off-road behavior, and where it stands in today's market. Let's begin with the aesthetics, because first impressions always matter. At the front, the 2025 XR650L sticks to its classic dual-sport character but adds some updated elements that give it a more contemporary edge. The headlight remains rectangular, surrounded by a revised cowl that feels sturdier and slightly more aerodynamic. Honda has subtly updated the fender design, making it sharper and more angled for better debris deflection, especially in off-road conditions. The front suspension towers confidently with long travel 43mm forks, still protected by those rugged rubber gaiters, a visual callback to its dirt bike DNA. As we move to the side profile, the design continues to embody that tall, commanding dual-sport stance. It's high off the ground, unapologetically tall with its nearly 37-inch seat height, and built to dominate both urban potholes and mountain trails. The 2025 model introduces updated graphics, a more aggressive, with bold XR decals that complement the traditional Honda red and white color palette. The frame is still steel, keeping things simple and durable, and that massive air-cooled single-cylinder engine continues to be the visual centerpiece. One noticeable upgrade is the addition of more refined side panels with better heat resistance, making longer rides more comfortable without compromising on the raw aesthetics. Moving to the rear, the tail section remains minimal, functional, and trail-ready. The fender is compact but practical, housing the integrated LED taillight and a revised license plate holder that's now more robust. Honda has tightened up the rear indicators, giving them a more modern, slimmer profile, reducing the chances of breakage on rugged rides. The exhaust remains upswept, giving the bike its characteristic trail-ready look, and it's shielded well to prevent accidental burns during off-road maneuvers. Swinging a leg over, the interior, or rather the cockpit, stays true to the XR legacy with its simple, no-nonsense layout. The analog speedometer and odometer are still here, offering a nostalgic charm, but Honda has now included a small digital display for essential trip information and fuel monitoring. It's not a TFT, it's not flashy, and that's precisely the point. The controls are straightforward, the handlebars are wide for maximum leverage, and the switches feel tactile and solid. While it might lack modern connectivity features like Bluetooth or navigation, the XR650L appeals to riders who value focus, durability, and a distraction-free riding experience. Underneath the rugged exterior, the performance remains as legendary as ever. Powering the 2025 XR650L is the same 644cc air-cooled, SOC, single-cylinder engine, delivering around 40 horsepower and 47 Nm of torque. This might not sound like a rocket on paper, but the torque delivery is smooth and incredibly usable, especially off-road. The engine is mated to a 5-speed gearbox, which is tuned well for both trail crawling and light highway cruising. What really defines the XR650L, though, is its suspension setup. With nearly 11 inches of front travel and just over 10 inches in the rear, it's ready to soak up rocks, ruts, and road imperfections alike. The ProLink rear suspension remains a standout feature, balancing rugged durability with surprising comfort. One of the big selling points of the XR650L has always been its reliability and versatility, and that continues with this model. Whether you're tackling mountain passes, exploring unpaved back roads, or just navigating city streets filled with uneven terrain, the XR650L feels planted and composed. On paved roads, it's stable at cruising speeds, though highway riding at 70+ miles per hour does push the limits of comfort due to the bike's lighter-weight build and wind resistance. Off-road, however, it's in its element, predictable, responsive, and confidence-inspiring even for intermediate riders. Fuel efficiency is another practical area where this bike shines. Thanks to its simple engine design and relatively low weight, the XR650L can deliver around 50 miles per gallon under mixed riding conditions. That gives you a practical range of over 150 miles with the 2.8-gallon fuel tank. For those planning long adventures, aftermarket larger tanks are still readily available, allowing extended range without sacrificing performance. Let's talk about what it costs to bring this machine home. The 2025 Honda XR650L is priced competitively at around $7,000, which puts it in a sweet spot for riders looking for a rugged, No frills dual sport without the complexity of high-end electronics or maintenance-heavy components. Considering its legendary reputation, ease of ownership, and wide availability of aftermarket support, this price point makes the XR650L a seriously attractive proposition. Insurance is typically affordable as well, thanks to its practical nature and moderate engine size. Now, before we wrap up, let's reflect on what makes this bike so enduring. In an era where many motorcycles are becoming more digital and tech-heavy, the XR650L stands out as a living relic of raw motorcycling freedom, and that's not a bad thing. It's a bike that asks for very little and gives back plenty. It's not the fastest, not the most comfortable, and certainly not the most high-tech, but if you want something you can wrench on yourself, ride hard, drop, pick up, and keep going for decades, this is one of the last machines still doing it old school. Whether you're riding it to work, heading out on a weekend trail adventure, or simply appreciating a piece of Honda's living history, the 2025 XR650L remains a symbol of unbreakable utility and passion for real-world riding. Honda didn't fix what wasn't broken, and in many ways, that's what makes this bike so special in today's two-wheeled landscape.